Hey guys, FilthyRobot here with Arumba, continuing our EU4 playthrough. And we are going to stop some aggression here.
Yeah, let's go beat up on some Muscovites, some pre-Russians.
Pre-Russians.
Okay, that's not good. Muscovites gonna stack wipe that cavalry and cargo pole. It's brilliant logic there. AI training a cavalry on the border of their enemy. Yeah, it's smart. It's cool. It's fine.
Right. I don't remember where that happened.
That's a lot of troops right now. I'm seeing. I just saw like 45,000 troops over there in cargo pole. This is gonna be an interesting war. Let's size them up right now if we can. God damn, hidden information in multiplayer. You don't normally have this issue. When you look at the war overview, you can normally see a comparison between the two sides.
Okay.
And I thought there was an option recently to turn that off, but I think I keep forgetting to disable that. Or maybe I don't know. I don't know, Filthy.
Okay.
So I've sent the army over. Let's not march through the location with the Swedish are. Okay.
All right. Political marriage, as much as union is a contract of mutual support, the Donald family expects the king will heed the advice of the queen consort and actively look after their and his interests. Anything for our dear queen consort, which will be... We'll lose 20 navy tradition, that's it. And the Donald family remember that we came to their help. And no special favors, we lose prestige, and we gain 25% local autonomy in Wallace the Girthy. We don't want to gain autonomy.
No, not in a 19 development province. Absolutely not.
So we're going to do anything for our queen consort.
Yeah. I'm going to appease the woman.
Special family favors.
What do you say we briefly go back to this estate interaction thing? I know we're at war. We got to take care of that.
Okay.
But I wouldn't mind drawing a little bit more money out of...
I thought we couldn't right now.
Well, what I'm considering is that we could actually revoke a province from like the clergy or the nobility and give it to the burghers instead, in favor of having them have more influence, so that we could then pilfer some money from them.
I mean, that would be nice to pilfer some money, but is it worth... I mean, what is it going to do when we revoke a province? Is it going to piss them off a lot?
As long as they stay between the loyalty threshold of 40% and they have enough land to be happy, then it doesn't really affect things too much. Right now, our loyalty with all three is decaying towards 50. It always trends towards the center. So the way I usually look at it is that if I'm not trying to get anything out of them right now, and I don't specifically benefit from having it above, say, 60, which is what it is right now, then I'm kind of losing out on my gained loyalty from it recovering up from, say, 40 to 50. So instead of gaining, I'm losing. And I would usually like to kind of manipulate them to get it to be a positive thing over time.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't think we can actually get their influence above 50 unless we do some other interactions like, what could we do with the burghers? We could grant monopoly charters, give them some extra influence that way. That takes them up to 44. Actually, we probably could give them to 50. It's tempting.
Is it worth trading prestige for that?
Not really. Not when we're going to be at war. Nah, let's just take their ducats. Same argument though. You ask for the contribution, we get the 40 ducats. It's not very much money. If we could get their influence above 50, we could get twice as much, but oh well.
Okay, so we're taking it?
Yeah, and then they'll be at 43 loyalty, and then they're going to be trending upward toward 50 instead of downward toward 50, which is better.
All right. Maybe we'll have some more land with them in the next war with England.
Yeah, and if you'd like, you could train a couple more boats with that money, or we could just stockpile it for the war.
What are we worried about with the war? What is the cost going to be for the war? Just maintenance? Okay.
Reinforcing costs quite a bit of money.
Okay, so let's stockpile for a minute. I mean, how close are we to our boat? Okay, let me go take a look at that again. So I can go F1, I can go to the military, which is the guy with the hat. I can go look over there. We need 21 and 27, 21 and 29. So we're still quite a ways off on our boat quest.
We actually need 22 out of 29 now because autonomy decayed over time. We now have one more force limit, and it's going to round up to 22.
Bitch.
So we need 6 more ships now to accomplish the mission.
But they pay for themselves. No, we should get another one. Let's get another boat.
I would keep like 30, 40 buckets, 34 buckets of ducats, but don't spend it all.
I'm gonna greedily spend some of it though. All right, so let's go to a bark, and then I click plus. I'm gonna just build it. Oh, I should build it somewhere else, though, shouldn't I? Okay. Does it? And what were you saying about? What am I looking for when I choose a province to build it from, and why are there different costs in each of these provinces?
The reason why it's cheaper is because some provinces build wool.
So why are we building this current boat out of a more expensive province?
Probably because we use the auto queue system, and it's too stupid to recognize that some provinces are cheaper than others.
I think I manually assigned it. Okay, so I should be grabbing it out of any of the cheaper ones because it just saves us money.
Yeah,
All right, done.
it would be ideal if the.
But we can't cancel one that's 40%, right? That won't give us our money back. It will give us the reduced, not all of it. You said 10% is what we get back. If it's under 10%, we get it for free. We can
if it's under
cancel
10%, you get all of it back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So that wouldn't help us. Okay.
Yep.
So I've assigned another one of those, another boat.
Okay, so we got to decide what we want to do with this army, and I'm inclined right now to I want you to much more active role in this war. I don't think this is gonna be a very difficult war, so I'd like to just kind of let you control it.
So I should find a 40 stack and charge and believe that our morale will carry us.
Well, no, but you knew that. You don't want to go near the 30 stack that just sieged down Cargo Pole. You do want to go near the 15 stack that Novgorod or Lithuania both own, so that you can be, near your.
I'm not even seeing these. So okay. So where are you looking? You're looking over at where?
Well, okay. Look near where Lithuania is.
Okay, I see Lithuania.
You see the little hash marks showing the occupations and stuff. You should see blue armies now.
Yeah.
They're
blue or allied.
Allied armies.
Okay.
There's a 13 stack right now that is in the province of Kovno. It is marching toward Samogitya. There's an 18 stack over in Marienburg, sieging down the Teutonic Order's capital.
How do I check that? I can't seem to select the army.
You don't have to select. Just hover over the 13, and you can see will arrive in Samogitya.
Okay.
On 25 December.
Okay.
You can also, if you zoom closely enough, you can actually see the visual direction that they're marching.
Okay.
But I usually don't trust that because
it doesn't
sometimes
seem like a very good. Okay.
Yeah, you should just look at the words.
Yeah.
But so what's really nice is that there is a siege right now. So the Teutons are getting beaten up like crazy by Poland and Lithuania. They've apparently both declared separate wars to conquer the Teutons.
Okay.
It's very normal for the Polish to attack the Teutonic Order. They're like historic rivals. But normally the Polish have Lithuania as a slave subject, underneath them, and they both just gang up on them that way. This happening is even worse for the Teutons because it's two separate wars with 200% potential peace deals instead of 100% and just 100% in one war. So the Teutons are going to be obliterated after this war. And really good for us is that 18 stack in Marienburg is very, very close to finishing that siege. So the Teutons already have... no, actually, that's really not quite good. Actually, the Polish occupy most of the Teutonic Order right now. Anyway, we want to get near those armies.
Okay.
The Lithuanians have a lot of troops. They have like 31,000 troops down there. The Novgorodians have 15. We don't want to be over here by ourselves. We don't want to take the first army, first fight.
This is quite a route we're going.
Yeah, try to march that way. Try not to hit that Novgorodian army, and then just be very cautious as you get into Olonets, because you're going to reveal the 5K army. Well, you're going to reveal the fog of war that we have right now in below zero, and that army might be there.
Okay.
So if it is, we need to be quick to get the hell out of there. Fortunately, we have a god general named Wallace with 5 maneuvers, so he's 25% faster than most generals right now.
So we can flee. Okay, so there's a 14K hostile army beneath that now, which is a little bit scary.
Mm-hmm.
But we might be able to just...
Now this looks good. This looks good. So Tiver is a subject underneath Muscovy.
Okay.
And he is marching around on his own. He's not attaching himself to the Muscovite army. Okay. Muscovy's heading towards Novgorod. If you hover over that 14 stack, you can see he's going west. Meanwhile, so if Tiver continues north...
Yeah, they're headed to Olonets. So if we get to Olonets first... Okay, remind me about who is the defender. It's not just who occupies who's in the territory. Who actually counts as a defender?
If the province in question has a fort, you will always be the defender if that fort is under your control.
Right.
No matter what. If the province in question has no fort, then it's whoever was there first.
Okay, so they're going to get there on the 12th, and we're going to get there on the 14th. So they're going to be the defender.
Yes. Now, unfortunately, I think you actually did just reset the movements time, because when you told the army to move to a different location, if they haven't gotten movement locked, it actually recalculates their
son of a bitch.
Time.
So I might have screwed us because we would have got there first.
Maybe, probably not, but it's just something.
Okay.
If he keeps marching, I'd still take the fight. I would definitely take a 15 on 5.
Yep.
Another thing we want to check real quick. This is very important. Always remember to do this. Is go ahead and right-click on all of the major parties in the war and find out what their military tech levels are. Because someone on Tech 5 versus someone on Tech 4.
All right, I tried to right-click on his flag so I could get it that way, so I need to do it differently, clearly. So I'm going to unselect our army before I do anything else.
Yeah, you have to unselect the army. So, a military tech difference, like if everyone on our side is Tech 5 to everyone on their side being Tech 4, that's huge.
Okay, how do I... So I have their army selected so I can see their flag. I want to see their military tech. I see they have... No, their military level is 4, Tiver.
Yep, so Tiver's behind. They're on Tech 4 versus our 5.
So we should shit on it. All right, let's get over there.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But we want to check everyone. So Novgorod's on Tech 5, Muscovy's on Tech 5, Lithuania's only on Tech 4. So we should be aware that even though the Lithuanians have 31k troops, they're behind it by 1 tech level, which means their army is not as strong as
it looks.
it could be.
Okay.
So, yeah, okay, cool. Let's do it. Let's see if Tiver continues to march north. That'd be great for us, actually. Looks like they are going to, and that is going to be a very easy battle for us.
Good.
Now, unless there's another 15k stack and blows the roo, and
all right, we just engaged.
And there is not. Good. Wallace rolled a 1. What the hell?
Well,
Rename the province. He rolled 2 1s in a row.
Yeah, but we actually came out ahead on that one still, and now he's still rolling beneath them. We're actually taking. Oh, and that 14 stack's moving in on us.
Now this is good though, actually, because look how low the morale is of the existing army. Muscovy's trying to reinforce this fight. He doesn't want to lose the battle, so he's going to try to reinforce. Hopefully what happens is that he gets movement locked on the way to reinforce Olonets, and then between now and when he arrives in Olonets, we beat the existing army, making us now the defender.
I see why you're interested in that. So when you said low army, I was going to say the morale of the 14k army looked normal, it looked full, but you're talking the 3.4k army we're about to kill.
Yes, when you win a battle, you also gain back 50% of your maximum morale. So if we win this fight, our army's going to be ready to go. Now, this isn't exactly ideal. We don't want to be the one that's like trading all of our manpower away just for Novgorod's benefit, but oh well. Let's just be a good ally.
Yeah.
Okay, we won the battle, and he is not movement locked, but he is still at the moment marching. Let's see if he continues. He is now movement locked. Cool.
How do you know if he's movement locked?
It's that little lock symbol now next to the 14k.
Yes. That's
that
locked.
Says
okay.
He's movement locked. He's moved more than halfway, so he can no longer turn around.
All right. Can we do anything to prepare for this? Like, we take like a defensive, like there's no way, I mean, we're just there. There's no like nothing we can do past being in the area first without a fort to be the defender here. We're just going to have defender bonuses, but we can't do anything to like prep our guys, right? No like last minute speeches or like defensive stances or something. It's just, it's about to engage.
There's one thing that we could do that you should consider, and that is to shift consolidate, to force your army into full-sized regiments. If we had, like, say, 20k troops and all of them were slightly damaged, we would want to shift consolidate so we had fewer but full-strength regiments that would be able to fight better.
Is it if I just left-click on consolidate regiments, is it going to give me the option between the two or no?
No. And we don't want to do that right now because, in this case, we have a recovery tick happening in, like, 2 days. So we want every single one of these regiments to be able to recover. And
it does tell me if I hold a mouse over the shift. Okay, yeah, go on.
Because we have Wallace, we're actually going to recover at full speed, even though we're not in our own territory.
Yeah, so we're going to shift. I'm going to shift left-click consolidate.
No. We don't want to do that, because if you do that, we'll have fewer damaged regiments, which means that fewer overall troops are going to get reinforced.
I see. Okay.
But the reason I mentioned it is because it's something we could do. So if there was no reinforcement tick, you would want to do it. But because they're not arriving
until the 5th of February, and we're going to get the monthly reinforcement tick.
So we basically get the reinforcement tick, and now you want to shift consolidate. That makes sense?
Oh no.
Yeah, that's
King James is now indulgent. He just now gets minus 10% trade efficiency. The fat fuck. This is what. Oh man. All right.
Yeah. So he's got 14k troops versus our 15k. Okay. We do want to consolidate.
What do you mean 15k? We have 14.2k.
We have 14.2, but we have 15 regiments. So what I'm looking at is like how are the units going to line up?
Oh, so how do I see that for him? So if I click on his army stack, can I do that? No, cannot.
You can't click on it, but if you hover over it, you can see the numbers. Regiments, he's got 11 infantry and 3 cavalry, so he's got a 14 stack is what that is. He also suffered some attrition marching through there, which is great.
Good.
He actually just lost 3% of his troops. And actually, if we shift consolidate, we will go... One of our infantry stacks is going to be 280 men. Now, I probably wouldn't shift consolidate in this case.
All right.
And just wait. Let's just wait and see. We also have 2 idle diplomats. We should at least be
Okay, I thought another army had come from the north because it moved all the shit over to the northern part of that province. Okay. I got a little bit worried we were getting sneak attacked by someone else right before another army arrived. So I do want to watch this battle because this is a big battle.
Yes, so he has a -2 penalty because he crossed a river.
Yeah.
Our general has more maneuver than their general.
But he rolled an 8.
He rolled an 8, yeah. But it's the first fire phase, and remember, in the very beginning of the game, fire phase is not very important.
Okay.
Remember, very little damage is happening right now. No cavalry damage is being done cavalry don't do any damage in the fire phase at all. Infantry are getting their infantry fire modifier right now is 0.35. So almost all of our actual combat damage is still going to be in the shock phase, so we don't really care about the first fire phase.
Okay.
We care about
There's the first shock phase. And we did win this, but not by too much, right?
A 7 versus a 4 is really pretty good for the first phase. Like, that is going to set the stage. Now, the only thing that could really screw us is if that other 15 stack, which is actually visible now, it is down in Smolensk. It's an 18 stack, actually.
Okay.
He's not marching. He's not even moving. So I think this is going to be to our advantage tremendously here. Next phase, we got 6 versus a -1. Amazing. Very good.
Okay. Yeah, they're taking huge amounts of routing. Do we just stack wipe them, or does that?
Nope, he retreated.
Okay, retreated.
He hit the 2-phase mark, and then he just said, "Okay, this is bad," and he left.
Okay.
So we killed more than we lost. It's good. We got 1.12 war score. We lost a little bit of manpower. Lost like 3,000 troops.
So I can't even tell. We're Scottish. That's the Scottish flag on the right. So we lost 2,654 and 229 for the various perspectives. So we lost. Okay, still lost a lot there though. All right. And what do you mean we lost manpower? So our manpower is at 11,000 right now. And we do we actively lose? Do we lose almost 2,900 manpower there then?
Well, hover over the number, you can actually see exactly how many we need to reinforce. We have outstanding reinforcements necessary. We have.
Sorry, hover over which number? The manpower number?
To fully reinforce your armies, you need 3,603 men.
Okay. And that comes directly out of this 11,000 here.
Yes. So we just traded away a quarter of our available manpower reserves for that battle, basically.
Okay.
And the one prior to it.
Okay, this is interesting because I have not understood this interaction yet. I didn't grasp that this is the total number of troops we have actually available to reinforce with. I didn't understand that. Okay.
So one other way of looking at that is that we just traded away, we'll call it 3,600 out of 21,000.
Okay, and I see our gold went super negative all of a sudden too because we are.
That was about 1.7 years worth of manpower we just gave up.
Okay.
So we don't really want to do that. Like, we wanted to go down and join Novgorod. We want Novgorod to tank the war. Like, we want them to tank the damage, and we'll just flank and help out. But unfortunately, to try to get to them, we had to march this way. And hey, we won a battle. So that's good.
And they'll arrive in Belouz. Where's Belouz?
Oh, 90% participation so far. That's good.
What does that mean? So okay, I see it over there.
We've done all the work. That's what it means.
Okay. But there's no way this war ends in like the next 5 minutes and then or next 2 months or something, and we actually get the 90% participation.
Yep. Now there are three targets right now that I see that look good to me. If we were to try to go somewhere, I'll just run you quickly through the mental breakdown. I'll let you decide what we do. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to park our army on bad terrain, because then the large Muscovy stack is going to come and they're going to engage us. So let's say we tried to do an offensive siege. And we parked our army right now in, say, the fort over in Gaelic.
Remind me, fort view is which T?
I.
Fort
or
Gaelic.
Just find it. It's like right in the center of the blob.
Yeah, I just don't have any fucking sense of geography. All right.
Neither do I. I played this game for 4 years, 3 years. I have no idea where anything is.
Yeah.
Press the F key and type GALICH. You'll find it. When in doubt, use the find key. GAL.
Oh, way the fuck over there. Okay. In the middle of Muscovy. Okay. Yeah. I thought we were joining. For some reason, I thought we were joining that. You were showing me the fight by the Teutonic Order or whatever it was. And
yes.
And I thought you were talking about that. Okay.
To knock Muscovy out of the war, to end the war, to make this war end, we need to make Muscovy want to quit.
Okay.
So things that directly harm Muscovy are more likely to make him want to leave the war. So sieging on his personal forts will raise his personal war exhaustion. It will cause him lower income. It'll cause him to go into debt. That kind of stuff.
There's no way we take out that fort in the time before he can reinforce with that 18 army, though.
Exactly. And the problem is that if we siege Gaelic, because of the fort there, it's bad terrain for us, and he would get the defensive penalty. Like we would take the penalty. He would get the defender's advantage.
Yeah.
But there are 3 forts that we can reach that are better. Slightly to the west, we've got Yaroslav, Tver, and Moskva are all flat terrain. Press the Q key to go to your simple terrain map mode, and you can see that there are 3 little forts here that are in flat terrain. So if we were to siege anything, I would choose one of those 3 because they're flat terrain. There's no defensive advantage for him.
Okay.
But I'd still want to try to march towards the Novgorod stack, which, by the way, is now heading toward us, or it was.
Then I guess I don't mind. I feel like wars versus these shattered armies are going to go, or these armies that are fleeing are going to go with low morale, are going to go much better for us, fights versus them, right? So we could potentially move towards Yaroslav through Beluzero and maybe engage this army again as it gets there.
Not quite. It's shattering right now. Remember how Shattered Retreat worked?
Well, no, but I'm talking the 9.7 one. It says we'll arrive in Beluzero.
Yeah, but okay. You see the little envelope in the top right corner of the army?
Uh-huh.
Indicating that it's shattering?
Yeah.
You hover over it, it's telling you the next province it's going to, but it's still shattering. It's going to retreat up to 10 provinces away, and we don't know exactly where.
Do we know how many provinces it will retreat for?
Up to 10.
Yeah,
It's
no, I know you said up to 10,
my-
but like, is it between 1 and 10 every time?
It'll be as far as it can go, usually into a safe location. So my guess would be probably down all the way to the southeast, either to Kazan,
Okay.
behind the fort in Nizhny Novgorod. We're not going to be able to get to it.
All right.
So of those available targets, if we were to siege anything, the one that's the most appealing to me is the fort in Tiver.
Why?
Because
It's closer to the 18 stag.
it's closer to our allies, it's flat terrain, so there's no defender's advantage, and it's only a level 1 fort versus the level 2 and the level 3.
That's interesting. Okay, I didn't notice the difference in fort strength. Okay. Why do you
Yes.
use fort view if W shows me, if regular W shows me forts too? Why do you use a fort view?
Because fort view will show you zone of control.
Okay. And what was fort view one more time?
Yeah.
No, how do I see zone of control from that?
Well, it's showing right now, like, you see, like, the green fort in Smolensk that
Yeah.
Muscovy's in, and then there's, like, the red around it.
Yeah.
Those provinces are protected by zone of control.
Okay. And remind me, because that's changed since we last spoke about it, right? Because they've reverted.
Yeah.
So how does fucking zone of control work?
Every province adjacent to a fort is protected by its fort.
Okay. So we
for
couldn't
example-
move around in these other areas. We'd have to occupy them. We'd have to kill the fort first. But we're going to kill the fort first anyways.
I'm kind of concerned or curious here why we're not seeing the zone of control in Muscovy, and I'm thinking it's because we're the junior partner in the war. Because we should be seeing zone of control indicators in Muscovy itself, but we're not. We should be seeing, like,
Oh, I thought I thought you were saying the red stripes were zone of control indicators.
they are, but, like, notice how, like, if we were to march up into Ustюg, the very northeast part of Muscovy, there's no kind of indicator going on up there saying that those provinces are protected by the forts in Gaelic.
They have red stripes for me.
I don't see any.
That's weird. Oh, you
It's
have
very
I?
strange.
So it goes. The first I is green with a bunch of dollar signs
Oh,
next to it.
that
But I
is-
click it again, I get the red stripies.
That is really weird. I just pressed I a couple times, switched map modes, and now I do see it.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, you know what it is? I figured it out. Okay. If you have a nation selected, I had Muscovy selected when I turned on the map mode. It shows it from their perspective.
No.
I was seeing it from the Muscovite perspective.
Ah. Okay.
Explains it. Anyway, yeah, okay, so all of Muscovy is protected by zone of control. Tiver is more appealing because the level 1 forts can fall much, much faster than a level 2, because it's one less dice roll we have to meet to actually make progress. So it'll probably fall 3 to 6 months. Well, now, probably 1 to 3 months faster than any other fort.
I noticed when I use the terrain type mode that we now have something we haven't encountered before, which is severe winter over here. Is that something I need to be concerned about?
Yeah, have you ever heard of the Russian winter?
Yeah, not good stuff, I hear.
Yeah, turns out it's bad, and you shouldn't really, like, park your army on offensive sieges much. Fortunately, we will not suffer the Russian winter so long as we are in friendly territory. So, we could go for the siege in Tiver. It's not a bad idea. But we're probably better off just being present and reinforcing fights that Novgorod does in defensive terrain, and just not suffering the Russian winter, not suffering casualties from attrition and sieges and stuff.
Okay.
But we've got to talk about all our options. So,
yeah, but I'm not going to decide this episode. Next episode.
okay,
All right.
sounds good.
All right. See you guys soon.